Hi, hello. Welcome back. I am here with my kitty cat, Lenny. Hi, I am Becca Jo, the makeup tax lady, and that was my kitty cat, Lenny. You may hear her making some screeches in the background. She's just happy to be here. So today I wanted to play around with some new makeup. I recently purchased from a secondhand site an eyeshadow palette from a brand that I've never tried. I've been doing a little research online to see what some of the other opinions are on the internet about this palette, and it seems like very mixed reviews. So I thought it'd be fun to do a first impression review of this brand and of this palette. So I am super craving grungy tones right now. I have never been into the grungy tones. I know that that's been a thing and a lot of people do it and do it really well, but I'm just now dipping my toe into grungy. So kind of looking at past palettes that have come out with a grungy color story, and I came across the Melt Cosmetics 420 palette. If you look closely, you can see the movement of the pieces because this is that kind of scratchy vinyl texture. Anyway, so I wanted to give you my impressions of this palette. I'm currently just wearing makeup from today, but I'll go wash off my eyeshadow and then we can start fresh with playing with this palette. So I bought this secondhand, but it was from someone who has never played with the palette before. So here's the box that it came in, which is a very pretty palette. And then of course, here's the palette itself, as I've shown you. It has a nice weight to it, which I appreciate. If we open up the palette, I'm sure you've seen this before. There goes the little slider. I think these tones are beautiful for fall. I think they can be beautiful any time of year, but I'm especially leaning in this direction right now as it's currently 100 something degrees and 100 something % humidity. I am looking forward to the cooler days of fall. I look at this color story and I think of the color of the leaves changing outside, especially on this half of the palette. All of the shades in this palette are mattes except Shatter is a shimmer shade. And I thought it would be fun, there's kitty cat there. I thought it would be fun to complement these mattes. I may play with Shatter, we'll see, but I also have some other beautiful indie single shadows that I may dip into as well. Okay, it's time to play with these shades on the eyes. Let me go wash off what I've got and we'll come right back. Okay, I am back. I washed off my eyeshadow, added a little bit of concealer, powder under the concealer, eyeshadow primer, and then just touched up a little bit of my blush and highlight. I want to start off with the shade Faded, which is the second shade from the top here. And I want to start working that into the outer portion of my eye. Okay, there's definitely a lot of kick up in the pan, so I'm gonna blow off the end of the brush to avoid getting fallout on my face. Okay, there's that shade blended out on both eyes. I'll say since I blew off the brush, I don't notice any fallout on my cheeks, which is great. Okay, next with the same brush, I want to go into the shade Chronic, which is the one right next to the previous shade. Doing the same thing on this eye, just maybe a little bit smaller motions, a little bit smaller area. Okay, that's that shade blended out. I will say I'm not having any struggles blending the shadows. I think blowing them off or even just tapping them off on the back of the palette can really help get rid of that excess product. I will say too, it's not the most pigmented formula that I've tried, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being able to build up a pigment a little bit. Now that we're here and I kind of have a feeling for how the shades are working, I want to go back into Faded with a larger fluffy brush and work on putting that through the crease. I'm going to focus mostly on stamping and then blending. Okay, all good here. Now I want to go into the shade Dank and use that a little bit through the crease. This is my attempt to put a little more depth and definition into the crease. I don't do this step most of the time, just due to the shape of my eyes, but we're here to play, so I'm going to do it today. Next, I'm gonna go back and forth between Chronic and Roll It and work on building up a little bit more depth here in the outer corners to meet that crease. Okay, this is turning out really fun so far. So I did what I said. I added Chronic and Roll It to the outer corner, and then I actually went into Faded and Dank and added just a little bit more to the crease. So I'm not usually one to do a super blown out lower lash line, but I feel like that's a trait of the grungy eyeshadow, and I want to try it today. So I'm gonna go in with Hash because that's the lightest shade, I think, and I'm going to do my best to just blow that out under the lower lash line. We are making the most of those under eye bags. Okay, from here I'm gonna go into Roll It, and I'm gonna keep that a little bit closer to the lower lash line, but we're blowing things out today. Going for smoky. Am I a grungy girl now? Okay, I'm gonna go add some JD Glow Glitter Stuck Adhesive and JD Glow 365 on the lids, and then we'll come back to put a pop on the inner corner. Okay, I had not put that shade on my eyes before, but my goodness, that is so pretty. And honestly, the only fallout that I have is from 365, which I'm not surprised by, but no fallout from the mattes. Okay, now for the inner corner, I want to add Shotgun. Such a fun little pop of color. I'm gonna go add liner and mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, I added some liner and mascara, and here's the finished eye look. I also threw on lipstick from Give Me Glow. This is the shade 1990, and this is a matte lipstick. I think these tones work together really well. I think the tone of this lipstick will go well with the other browns in this palette as well. It's basically on the cover. Look at that. Okay, so first impressions, first thoughts. I know that this is not a new palette. It's new to me, and I think new to me can be exciting too, whether it's new to the world or not. I must say, for not knowing what to expect based on the very mixed reviews, I'm pleasantly surprised. I am happy with the quality of this palette so far. I am not a professional makeup artist by any means. I just enjoy playing with makeup when I'm not doing taxes. And this color story is just really exciting to me. Like I said before, I'm looking forward to fall. I really just enjoy the change in seasons. I enjoy the change into basically every season from the previous one. And this is one that I think we all look forward to for different reasons. So I'm gonna shout out to my girl Brittany Ray for mentioning this palette. This is one that she picked up, I believe, earlier this year too, and she very much enjoyed Ranted and Raved over this palette. So I am grateful that she mentioned it. I'm grateful that I picked it up. I am enjoying it. I didn't touch Shatter yet, so let this video be an encouragement to you if you have this palette, if you are looking forward to a change in season, if you need inspiration to try something a little bit different than you do on a normal day-to-day basis. Pull out your palette, see what you've got, have fun with it. Let me know in the comments, do you have this palette? Do you enjoy this color story? Would you like to see more looks with this palette, or are you done and over with it? Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm happy to have you here. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you next time.